Donald Trump is back in the spotlight and it's a total mess. 2 days after bombing Iran's nuclear sites, Trump is now yelling at Israel. In a wild Truth social post, he streamed, "Israel, stop bombing. Bring your planes home." Then he dropped an F-bomb saying both Israel and Iran don't know what they're doing. Some people are shocked, but we should not be. Welcome to Trump's circus. Is Trump a peacemaker, a joker, or a troublemaker? Well, the answer is as crazy as Trump. He is a mix of all three. Mixed like a bad smoothie. He bombs Iran, brags on TV about America's great warriors, and gets a thumbs up from Netanyahu. But then Iran fires missiles at a US base in Qatar, and Israel hits a radar site near Tehran, each blaming the other for breaking the ceasefire Trump claimed to start. Trump loses it, curses both sides with a language that will not make America great again. Viewers, this is Trump's War and Peace reality show. He's the hero, he's the bad guy and the loudmouth host. He calls for peace and then bombs Iran. He talks stuff about surrender in Iran, then takes it back. Now he's scolding Israel for dropping big bombs. Allies are dizzy. Does Trump stick by them or just follows his mood swings? Who knows? It's almost funny. Imagine Trump in the White House, strolling Truth Social and telling his team about his next move. The world is just watching, jaws dropped, as Trump flips from war guy to peace guy to angry tweeter in 2 days. What is Trump even trying to do? No one knows, viewers, no one knows. His trust is in tatters, not because he's unpredictable, but because he makes no sense. A peacemaker talks, not bombs. A joker is at least funny, not scary. Viewers, Trump is not making America great. He's making it a reality show where every episode feels like a cliffhanger to disaster. If Trump wants to fix anything, he needs to fix his credibility first. He needs a new plan. American people, they need a leader, not a guy treating wars like a wrestling match. Until then, all we can do is hold on to this farce and furious game that is going on, where Trump keeps swinging loud and messy and with words that would make all of us blush. Listen to what he said.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Let's open this up. Dr. Jeffrey Guntner, former US ambassador, Sushant Sareen, Major Gaurav Arya, Brigadier retired Amir Avivi, chairman of the IDSF, Israel's Defense and Security Forum. Dr. Gunter, what's going on? Is this the language of the American president?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on your show. That was one of the most fiery introductions at one of the greatest presidents we've seen in human history. And it's very simple. What we are seeing right now is, as we are all familiar with the art of the deal when it comes to making deals, what we are seeing is the art of the peace deal. And I am much more interested in results for the world. We have eliminated Iran's nuclear capabilities, eliminated their ability to make a bomb, practically eliminated their ballistic missile program. This is one of the greatest military successes of all time. And if you are going to do the art of the peace deal, which we are seeing, it takes diplomacy. And you might not like the F-bombs, and you might prefer the GBU-57s, but I actually think it's effective. And what we're doing is we're creating peace. And the beneficiaries are not only going to be Israel, not only America, but the world. So having worked for President Trump, knowing President Trump, what he's doing is sheer genius. And really, the proof is in the pudding. And right now we are seeing in live time the art of the peace deal. And I think it's big and it's beautiful.
Ambassador Gunter, with the greatest of respect for you, this is not the arc of the deal. This is the farce of the deal. And if this is genius, then God save the world. Sushant Sareen?
You know, the problem is that Pranesh, this is not a deal between two real estate agents, right? This is not a deal you are brokering between two parties, one selling land and one buying land. This is a serious problem between two countries and which have a history of problems. And the way the US president, who we would have expected would have some gravitas, some reliability, some trust factor, would not be as chaotic and as erratic. One day he's swinging on one end of the pendulum, the other day the other end of the pendulum. He thinks he's keeping everybody unsettled. He's not. He is raising serious questions about American reliability. One day he sits. India is a great friend of the United States, right? We value our relationship. We don't call for death to America, unlike these bloody Pakistani fellows, whom they are wanting to now sup and sit with because they want to get some kind of a crypto deal or some real estate this thing from the Pakistanis, right? You want to sit with the Pakistanis, by all means, go to hell. Go with the Pakistanis. They've been treacherous to you for the last 20 years. They will do it again to you. You think that you will be able to get deals by trying to do these kind of antics? Good luck to you, but you're not. Okay. The second thing is, when you say publicly, I want total surrender, has there been total surrender? What is total surrender? Are we sure, without any doubt, that Iran's nuclear capabilities have been destroyed? I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody who can be utterly certain that those facilities and those capabilities have been destroyed. And so there is a serious question as to, now that you have forced people into getting into a ceasefire, but have you made them reconcile so that this problem does not recur? What are the incentives? What is the incentive for the Iranians who've got their nose rubbed in the dust to actually, they might buy time, but why will they not want to hit back when they get the chance? And how are you going to prevent them from getting the chance? Are you going to keep going and bombing on them? Then you might as well have finished the job this time. When the Israelis set up the entire stage for you, you should have gone and finished the job. But Iran is not an easy nut to crack. Anyway, I think the Israelis know that better than anybody else. Right? So you have a serious crisis on your hand. And the way you are going about it, trying to short circuit everything because maybe you want a Nobel Peace Prize.
But Sushant Sarin, you see, a genius does not have to think about these substantive questions. That is for ordinary people. That is for Netanyahu to worry about. And instead of using the F word for Munir, who he hosted in the White House, he should be using the F word for, for Pakistan, not Israel. Brigadier Avivi, are you surprised by what Trump has been saying?
No, I must say that I think that the actions of President Trump has made this world much, much safer. I think that the decision to attack the nuclear sites saved the world from a nuclear war. But not only that, it also brings back U.S. to really global leadership, deterrence, by the way, towards the Chinese who are contemplating invading Taiwan, and towards Russia with its continuous aggression in Europe. And the message President Trump says, I stand with the allies, but I accept the allies to do their job. And Israel did an amazing job. Israel launched an attack and brought the Iranian regime on its knees in 12 days. We did it in the past in 6 days. Now we did it in 12 days. Okay. But against a huge country. And I can say that...
So, Brigadier Avivi, let me ask you this. Is there a ceasefire? Because I can't see. The ceasefire is only on the post, that exists on Truth Social.
I want to emphasize, the Iranians surrendered completely. They wanted to do a war of retaliation, and we managed, on one hand, to reach all our goals. We destroyed, with the US, the nuclear sites. We destroyed all the industries of producing ballistic missiles, and we created the terms for a change of regime, hitting very, very hard this regime sites and symbols. And they were so desperate, they were willing, after 12 days of being hit, doing a ceasefire. And at the moment,
so you believe there is ceasefire, and Donald Trump must be thanked for this. Major Arya, Help us decode this genius called Trump.
Thank you, Pranesh, for inviting me. Two things. I would disagree with the gentleman from Israel and also the gentleman from the United States of America. I think Operation Midnight Hammer was very well executed. It's brilliant, and we saw American military power in its glory. Having said that, it's a job half done. As I often say, it is about intent and capability. You might have severely dented Iran's capability, either of making a nuclear weapon or ballistic missile or marrying the two, fusing the two. You may have done that. There is no doubt about that. This is severely damaged, but the intent remains. And unless there is a regime change in Iran, that intent will remain. After all, what is a nuclear weapon? It is knowledge. It is knowledge. We had, I think, Medvedev or somebody from Russia very recently made a comment that there are people who are ready to give an atom bomb to Iran. Now, that may be a threat. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, unless you have Ayatollah out of reckoning, unless you have this evil tyrannical regime in Tehran out of reckoning, okay, you destroyed their nuclear sites. Good for you. Don't you think China is going to help them again? Russia is going to help them again? North Korea, Pakistan, help them again? They'll take 10, 15 years. They'll take 10, 15 years and they'll again have a bomb. They know how to make a bomb. That's the basic issue. So the people who basically made the bomb or brought it up to 62% or 60% enrichment and were going to take it up to 90 or 92% where it would be weapons grade, those people are still existing. That leadership is still existing. I mean, you killed some of their scientists, sure, but I'm sure they have other scientists also. I'm sure they can get technology from Pakistan. Pakistan has done it in the past. China has done it in the past. So, I mean, what stops? What is the guarantee? Okay, ceasefire, okay. Let's assume that Israel and Iran stop shooting at each other. And let's say for the next 6 months or 1 year, there is an absolute, this peace in the Middle East and everybody's hunky-dory. Then what? What is the guarantee that Iran will not make a nuclear bomb again? Because the people, their intent is still alive. Khomeini is still there. His team is still there. The core is still there. And they'll again chase the atom bomb. Because what is their aim? What is their problem? They wish for the Israeli state not to exist. That is the entire intent. And unless you remove this leadership, unless there is a regime change, the sword will always hang over Israel. And this is what they should aim for.
Ambassador Gunter, Trump in the campaigning, before he won the elections, he had said that, US will not engage anymore, criticize military intervention, etc., etc. And then comes this strike on Iran. Now he wants a Nobel Peace. What is going on, sir?
Quite frankly, he deserves one. They gave a prize to Barack Obama for doing absolutely nothing, zero, making the world a more dangerous place. We're all familiar with the Abraham Accords. Who thought that we would have 4 Arab countries making peace with Israel? He is the peace president. And what he did was brilliant. And we will see the results of that. The world is a safer place. Israel's a safer place. And his objectives were accomplished. Number 1, eliminating Iran's nuclear capability. Check that off your list.
Okay.
Secondly,
Ambassador Gunter, let me ask you, a simple question. If Donald Trump was in office after 9/11, would he be engaging with Osama bin Laden or bombing bin Laden and his patrons?
Well, it's a great question. I will refer you to ISIS. I remember Barack Obama saying, oh, well, it's going to take 10 to 20 years to get rid of ISIS. I know the people that eliminated ISIS. President Trump originally said he eliminated ISIS in 90 days. It took 30 days. And from president to president to president.
But Ambassador Gunter, look what Trump is doing with people who backed and sheltered Osama bin Laden. He was found in Pakistan. Have you forgotten that?
What's your question? I don't understand your point. I'm
Where
sorry.
was Osama bin Laden found, Ambassador Gunter? In Pakistan. Why is Trump soft on Pakistan? Why is he engaging with a rogue military, an established rogue state?
Well, without answering your question directly, I'd like to say this. If you want to make peace around the world, if you want to have, you have to have a relationship. And Donald Trump, in the art of the peace deal, means you have to have a dialogue. You have to have a relationship. He's not there to judge these people. He's there to make peace and make relationships.
Okay, not there to judge people. He's there to engage with terrorists. Says a lot about Donald Trump and his, campaign managers, advisors, etc., etc. We've run out of time, but hopefully in the next few days, we will have more opportunities to discuss this in greater detail. Sushant Sareen, Major Arya, Ambassador Gunter, and Brigadier Avivi, thank you for joining us on Times Now. A short break, viewers. Lots more lined up on the News Hour with Navita Kumar.